What's going on, my people? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. All right, people, let's get it in, man. Listen, Trump tariff wars is about to hit. It's about to hit. His approval rating is down. And y'all about to people about to feel them tariffs and shit. That shit that he okay, hey. But I just want y'all to listen before we do the tariff thing. I want y'all to hear about his approval rating and how like Republicans are still out here just waiting. Like it's going to turn. This thing's going to turn. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not, because their whole purpose of doing the turf wars is to get some money, right, to pay for these tax cuts. That's why they doing all this shit, cutting government fundings and all that, all them government things that supposed to help the people. They cutting and slashing that shit. They're gonna get the Medicare and Social Security, all that shit. They're gonna slash all that shit because they're trying to make up. They're trying to save some money to pay for these tax cuts. That's most likely probably going to come. I give it around maybe about. You know what? I don't really know, because if these turf wars and shit, if this turf shit don't get done. Like he don't figure nothing out by like the summer, right? They may try to pass them tax cuts around the holidays, because a lot of people, for some weird reason, people don't pay attention to what's going on in the world and shit in the government around Christmas time, around the holidays and shit, like Thanksgiving, Christmas and shit. People don't pay attention to that shit. I mean, pay attention what's going on. But if these turf wars, they continue and he don't come to no settlements with some of these other countries and get this shit fixed, listen, this may linger on for a long time. They may not even try to do no tax cuts this year, but they might try to wait the next year to see if they can figure out and fix this shit. But it depends on Trump and them. But let's get into it real quick.
President Trump's promises, there were a lot of them as he took office. Where do they stand at the 100-day mark? My panel joins me now, and I do want to start with the economic numbers that we're seeing in our new poll out this morning. They're pretty brutal. 64% of Americans disapprove of President Trump's handling of inflation. 65% disapprove of his handling of tariffs. 61% disapprove of his overall handling of the economy. On immigration, a majority of Americans, 53%, disapprove as well.
Now, I want y'all to understand something too. Like polls, they're not really that accurate, right? Like politicians pay attention to polls, right? But a lot of us shouldn't pay attention to it, because, like I said, it's like polls are like kind of like biased, right? You never know where not know, but you don't know how many people are doing these polls, right? Like it could be 100 motherfuckers, right? And they go off of that. That doesn't mean that's where the country is, right? So a lot of times y'all gotta understand that. So Trump approval rating, yeah, it's probably low, but it ain't as low as people probably think it is. It's not that low, because, like I said, a lot of people have not really felt this trade war impact yet. So people ain't really feeling this shit yet. People still just moving along like ain't nothing going on in the world, right? So we got to the tariff shit going on. You got the immigration shit going on. That shit most likely is probably a little bit more accurate than the tariff shit, right? The economy, that's more of people like that's more of the stock markets and the businesses and shit. That's probably a part of this part of the poll for that. So people gotta really realize that shit. So polls, I'm not saying they're not accurate, but they're not 100% accurate. Like, you know what I mean? It's not 100%. Like, so I take polls kind of like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Either way.
But I'm coming to you first.
Shocking. Shocking. Look, the numbers suck. Those are terrible numbers, right? We don't want to see those numbers. But again, snapshot in time. There's some other polling out that's from the Washington Post that says 55% of Americans view the president has done the right thing to address major problems in America. So you can, polls are what you want. You can see what you want to see.
Like I said, I don't know who these people are. Like, I'm still trying to figure out people not understanding what Trump has done. He hasn't done anything, but people have lost jobs. He's deporting people, innocent people, American citizens, children and shit. He's doing all types of crazy shit. So what has he done to improve the welfare of the people? He hasn't done anything. Congress ain't passed no policies, no laws. They haven't did shit in the first 100 days. All he did was a whole bunch of executive orders. That shit don't mean nothing. Okay, man.
But these numbers aren't great. I would say that I'm sure the Trump administration looking at these, they're in it for the long. They're in this for the long run. And we've been through this. Look, how many times, Dan, have you and I and Karen and others sat here and said, Trump's dead. And then he's like, I'm not dead yet. And he continues. Listen, he continues. I was here, after
listen, the crazy shit about it is that people are racist. A lot of people are racist. Like we keep pretending that why Trump keep rising and shit keep like he look like he's falling, but then he start rising and gets people racist. Like, I mean, and a lot of people stupid in this country. I just don't understand why. Like, if this was Biden, niggas be talking about he need to be impeached. Like, people be trying to impeach Biden or a Democrat if they was doing the shit that Trump was doing. The Republicans would lose their mind, but they just sitting here and they okay with Trump doing what he doing. Okay, cool. Like I said, niggas defining the courts and defining judges. He just locked the judge up and shit. He actually weaponizing the DOJ. The DOJ is telling you, Trump passing executive orders because he want to go against people that was in his former administration that said that he was lying about the election. The election wasn't stolen. He's trying to somehow get them arrested. Like, it's crazy shit going on. Yo, if Biden was doing shit like this, he would be impeached. They'd be right now. Listen, I wouldn't even be, if Biden was doing some shit like this, or any Democrat that was a president that was doing the shit that Donald Trump was doing, I'll be looking at Democrats like, hey, man, y'all need to be okay with impeaching his ass. Get on board. Or impeaching this motherfucker. Like, but they just, people, the Republicans just allow him to do this shit just because they racist. I'm just telling you that. The R stand for racist. The whole Republican Party is a bunch of racists and buck dancing bonanzas. Shout out to my man, my brother, Brother Bell in the building. What up, Brother Bell? Shout out to Brother Bell again. Yeah, listen, Biden wouldn't, listen, they done impeached Biden ass real quick. Let this been Vice President Harris did some shit like this. Yo, they'd have locked her ass up. Trying to tell y'all, man. They letting this racist get away with all this shit. Listen, like I said, if y'all go back and look at the history of this country, yo, they used to let presidents get away with this shit. Yo, Nixon did a lot of shit that Trump did. Listen, when they were finding out that he was connected to getting people killed, yo, they had to get him up out of there. They should have been trying to impeach Trump ass. Listen, don't be shocked. Trump gonna get people killed. Just telling y'all that now. Shout out to my brother LT in the building. What up, little bro? Maybe I put a percentage on it. I probably about it's about a good it's 50-50. It's 50-50 that Trump may pardon him. Trump may pardon him. That's why, like, a lot of times with these politicians, I get that the federal, got to do that shit. But, yo, a lot of that shit, the states should be, like, when it comes to them politicians, if you really want to get a politician, you give him state charges. You give him state charges. So a president can't pardon him. The only motherfucker that probably could pardon him is probably the governor or some shit. But if you get a motherfucking state, you charge a motherfucker on the state level, ain't no pardons other than the governor. And if it's a Democrat governor, you know damn well that Republican he's gonna stay in jail. That's how you got to do that shit. You can't. I think the attorney general sometimes, as federal attorney generals, they need to just be looking at the state like, listen, you got this crazy motherfucker Trump in there. Give him state level shit. Because I think he still would have probably got about, I think he got like 7 to 9 years or some shit like that. So he'd have got that on the state level. Believe it or not. The case was unbelievable of what he was doing. So, like I said, it's a 50-50 thing. Trump may do it. Trump may not. You know what I mean? I think Trump ain't worrying about pardoning nobody right now because his ass is in trouble of the economy. So he probably ain't thinking about George Santos. But I'm glad his ass is in jail. Well, he get ready to go to jail. I'm glad his ass got sentenced to that much because he was robbing people, scamming people. That shit ain't cool, bro. That shit ain't cool at all. Like, I don't like thieves, bro. I don't like people that steal. You know what I mean? Because you like, yo, you can't trust somebody that steal, bro. Because you gotta think about it, if you okay with people stealing and you friends with them, if you have a falling out with them, they might steal from you if y'all have a falling out. Because all they know is how to steal and take from other motherfuckers. Anyway, let's move on.
Dave, I've been here through so many.
Yeah, but this is not that. This is about people.
I get it. The numbers will improve. I guarantee you. Over time, things can start happening.
Well, but I think there's two questions, David, and you know this. It's over how much time and how much more pain are people going to have to feel? Because here's the thing. When you have a headline from the Wall Street Journal that says, worst April since the Great Depression, and you have business leaders, Wall Street, small businesses, farmers saying, help, help, help. You're tanking our economy. This is too much chaos. This is too much pain. And let's be honest, he did campaign on tariffs, but he didn't say there'd be pain. And now people are living it and realizing, and by the way, this is before we even get to the budget and whatever cuts may end up.
No, mind you, but that's what I said. Like, Trump supporters are stupid. Like, if you know what, like, tariffs, it's a way you can do tariffs, but the way Trump is doing it is crazy, right? But at the same time, they said, well, you remember Trump? He said, hey, we gonna be rich off of tariffs. Like, yo, you ain't learned your lesson on this stupid motherfucker from last time? Motherfuckers was losing their businesses and farms and shit, was going in debt when he did the tariffs the last time. But like I said, the only thing that saved his ass was that Obama left him a great economy. This time around, he wasn't even left with a decent economy. It was all right, but it wasn't decent because of the pandemic. We were slowly but surely trying to come back from the pandemic. And then this motherfucker not reading the room or whatever the fuck going on in his head. Now understand, we coming off a pandemic. People lost jobs. People lost houses. People lost businesses. People in debt. Like, and this motherfucker go there and say, you know, he do the tariff shit. Like, yo, what are you doing? We trying to rebound from the pandemic. Like, what are you doing? But, you know, Trump supporters are slow. They for some odd reason, he gonna go in there and he gonna fix it. No, he not. Trump, first of all, Trump has bankrupt every business he had. And motherfuckers still think that he's a great businessman. But I don't even think they think he's a great businessman. They just like that he's racist. And he allowed racists to be racist. With they think it ain't no consequences for it a lot of the times. So that's the only reason they like Trump. It ain't about their fucking economy. It ain't about him being a Christian man. God sent them. That's all bullshit. And the rich like him because he a scam artist. Because the rich are still from the poor. They don't give a fuck about the poor. They don't give a fuck about the rest of us. So, you know, just being real. They try to he gonna get rid of the deep state. Trump been the deep state. He ain't like what the fuck are y'all talking about? At his inauguration, he surrounded himself with all the billionaires. All the trillionaires. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Let's move on.
Of the budget and the impact that people will feel on that. So I think part of what you're seeing is people feel betrayed. They feel like you said you were going to deal with inflation and costs, and you have not done it.
I mean, I don't know if it's quite. I wish that it was that reflective. I really do think, though, we're in April, right? And we are so far from an election. Now, if we were 3 weeks out,
it doesn't matter. Listen, can I just say this? The problem with Republicans is starting to piss me off. Trump said to people when he got in office, the first day we was going to start winning. America going to win. We ain't been winning since this motherfucker got in office. We have lost jobs. People are hurting for their businesses and their farms. The stock market has been tanking. We beefing with allies and shit. People, we're talking about we beefing with our allies more than the motherfuckers that we do got beef, that we supposed to have beef with. Think about that. We the laughing stock of the world. They just laughing at us. Listen, I don't give a fuck it's April. I don't give a fuck it's his first 100 days. I don't care. The man lied. The man promised that we was going to be winning when soon he get in office. We ain't winning. And Republicans and Trump supporters still saying, well, it's still early. No, that ain't what Trump said. We going off of what Trump said, not what you want to give him time to fix some shit that he a lot of this shit that's fucked up, he fucked it up. Y'all, do y'all notice that ain't nobody talking about people losing their jobs? I mean, people on unemployment. You notice they ain't talking about that because Trump hiding it. All them federal workers that he let go or fired because of this DEI bullshit, which he has no clue about what he's talking about. You know, yo, it's thousands of people lost their jobs. No, you notice mainstream media, nobody really talking about that shit. But we supposed to be winning. You fired all these people. Where they gonna get jobs at? You thinking they're gonna go work on farms? The people on the farms can't afford them. The businesses is not hiring people because they scared up. They looking at the market. They looking at the tariffs war you doing. Like, what the fuck is Republicans talking about? We ain't winning. He's destroying shit. Like he always do. His history, his record shows the man is not a good businessman. He don't know what the fuck he be doing. Let's move on. I'm sick of Republicans saying that shit. It's early. I don't give a fuck. You think don't people give a fuck about that? It's early and they lost their job and they don't know what they're going to do? Businesses are not hiring. Farmers talking about they're not hiring people because they can't afford it. You had a Republican a while ago on CNN talking about, well, I went to my grocery store and my eggs was this. Bitch, just because you live in a different state. Every state ain't the same. But like I said, when shit ain't on them shelves, what we get ready to start talking about, motherfuckers going, it's not even, and then mind you, he make thousands of dollars. So of course, even if the eggs was high, would he really give a fuck? People, I don't make thousands of dollars. I don't give a fuck eggs high. I don't give a fuck really groceries high till a certain point. You know why? Because I'll stock up on my shit. Because I tried to warn everybody what was going to happen. That's why I stock up on my shit. If I took a camera and I just showed y'all a lot of shit I got in my motherfucking cabinets and shit, y'all be like, oh, that nigga Kenny ain't playing. Nigga, I got water, stacked, juices, whatever. We rarely drink soda, so my motherfucking deep freezer is packed. My freezers is packed that I got in my kitchen. My freezer, that's packed. My pantry that I got in the back, that bitch packed. We still got to put a little bit more shit in there. But, like, but I try to warn people. These niggas stack up, stop playing. Yo, yeah, shit don't look bad now, but it's coming. Motherfuckers don't listen to me, though. The motherfuckers still want, well, it ain't really hurting my life like that. Okay, cool. But it will soon. Motherfuckers people think they can just glide past life and shit like it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? They like, people don't care, like, until the shit affect them. And then when it affect them, they could have prevented some of the shit if they just would have paid attention to some shit. But anyway, let's move on, y'all.
It's a different story, but we're not. Remember, 3 months ago where the economy was, and everybody was singing praises and excited. It will change so many times between now and next month or 2 months. So I don't think we're quite to that place where people are saying we feel betrayed. I think there's still a lot of opportunity for this administration to make changes. They will make many changes. The one thing I've observed is volatility is part of what they do. The real question to me, will this be lasting or not, is what does Congress do about it? like you said, I do think there's proof in the pudding.
What is Congress going to do? They with Trump. Listen, these motherfuckers are sitting here allowing Trump to fuck the country up, and this bitch got a nerve to sit here and say, "Whoa, we're gonna have to see what Congress is gonna do." Nothing. They in there right now plotting, nigga. All they worrying about right now, the Republicans, that they in control of everything. Listen, all they worrying about right now is they in the back plotting how to take people's Social Security away and health care away, so they can pass tax cuts. That's all they working on, nigga. They ain't working on nothing else. Like, please stop. What Congress gonna do? Nothing. Because even if Congress pass a policy, Trump can veto. If he don't like it, he can veto that shit. He can veto that shit real quick. Shout out my brother LT again. Yeah, listen, people gotta get taught a lesson, man. America, listen, I told y'all, I ain't even mad that Trump got elected, because I told y'all, I said people need to learn. Listen, Democrats ain't great. I ain't saying that. It's a way we can fight back against these motherfuckers, like least as possible. But with Republicans, they lost their damn mind. And so people need to understand, with the little bit of democracy that we did have, we have never lived in a full thing of democracy ever. But we at least had somewhat of a democracy. You let Republicans get in there, they don't give a fuck. And let Trump fuck this shit up. Like I said, people need to learn. Shout out to Booker in the building. What up, Book? Yeah. I seen that. Shout out to Shador. They on some bullshit. They ain't draft the young brother because of his daddy, man. They did that shit on purpose. You know, and one of the reasons they ain't like him because they ain't drafting because they said they did want to humble him because they thought he was too arrogant. So what the fuck? You call arrogant, a lot of people will call it confidence. And you know, it always mind boggles me, these coaches and these executives and these owners and shit talking about a person is too arrogant, a player is too arrogant. Like, yo, you motherfuckers are millionaires and billionaires. If you be in a lot of their presence, you'll be think them bitches is arrogant. The way how they act and treat other people, and the way they probably be talking behind the scenes. Like, yo, that should be crazy, bro. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here. The brother's supposed to be, listen, if you want to call it arrogant, he's supposed to be arrogant. His daddy is Dion, nigga. One of the top 5 greatest football players of all time. The greatest cornerback of all time. What the fuck are we talking about? Be real, he probably one of the top 10 greatest athletes of all time. Let's just be real. Fuck out of here. Yeah, they treated my man, they treated the little homie grimy. They did some bullshit. But like I said, hopefully, like I said, what he got? He got drafted to was it Cleveland? Did Cleveland draft him? I think it was Cleveland, right? Let me know if it was Cleveland. I think it was Cleveland. And I hope he go out that bitch and turn up on their ass. And let me say this too. If I was fucking, put it this way, I ain't gonna say protesting because I ain't protesting shit. I just don't fuck with the NFL no more because of what they did to Colin Kaepernick. Listen, nigga, I will get me a Shakur jersey, nigga. I'll be watching the Cleveland Browns this year. But shout out to Shakur. Shador. Listen, man. I hope he go out that bitch and turn up on their ass. Niggas, I don't like that shit. A lot of people's like, oh, it's racism. It's always some racism with that shit. You know what I mean? I don't think it was totally about racism, but it damn sure was part of it. Yeah, it's always what it is, though. Yeah, listen, I still can't do it. I love Shakur. I still can't watch. I can't watch the NFL. I can't support that shit. But, you know, to each his own with that shit, man. But, yeah, man, I don't like what they did to the young brother. I don't like that shit. That shit had me like real fucking heated. I was like real pissed. Like, how the fuck this dude is the top 5 pick? He's not like, I'm talking about in college, he's one of the top 5 best college football players. And you telling me he don't get drafted in the first 2 or 3 rounds or some shit like that? Nah, bro. They was trying to send a message to the young brother to tell him humble himself, but he should never humble himself. You got drafted, nigga. You go in there and you be you and you turn up on their ass. You hit them with that shit, shorty. Fuck wrong with them. This is the real reason why I don't fuck with the NFL, bro. Move on.
Heat shield. The congressional Republicans are the heat shield for what this administration is doing. And there's a lot of heat and there's a lot of friction. But the reality is what voters are really going to think about is what they actually pass into law.
Well, let's turn to the issue, or at least focus in on the issue of immigration, because this number, we mentioned it, but I just want to drill down on it once again. Trump's handling of immigration, 53% say they disapprove. And this is an area, Congresswoman, where, he says this is why he won. I don't know. I still think it was the economy. It's probably obviously a combination of both. Yasmin Ansari, I should say, welcome. And you were a part of the sort of delegation that went to El Salvador. So you definitely have immigration and what is going on with regard to the courts on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of these numbers?
I think that it is the natural response to the overcorrection of this administration. They're taking it too far when it comes to their immigration policies. I think, Trump pledged mass deportations, which of course I am vehemently against. But now when you have a situation where the Supreme Court of the United States is making a ruling and the president is openly defying that, and we are really—
That's what I'm saying, nigga. He even defined the Supreme Court. Trump supposed to be impeached, bro. This nigga defined court orders. You can't do. Once that shit hit the Supreme Court, Trump, at that point, nigga, you can't define that. At that point, that's where Congress come in and say, nigga, if you don't do what the Supreme Court said do, your ass is getting ready to get the fuck up out of here. But the Republicans ain't doing that. I swear to God, if this was Biden define the Supreme Court order, there's one thing to do with the federal shit. The federal courts. The federal judges. But when that shit hit the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court tell you, nah, you can't do that shit, and you define that as the president, nigga, no, you get it out of that. You can go ahead and define it. Go ahead. But what's supposed to happen, that's why we got different branches of the government. Excuse me. What's supposed to happen is that Congress is supposed to say, give his ass an ultimatum. Do what the Supreme Court tell you to do, or your ass is gone. That's how it's supposed to work. But like I said, the Republicans don't, and Trump supporters don't believe in democracy. They don't believe in that shit. At this point, they don't care about democracy. Nigga, how you just defy the Supreme Court? Mind you, this ain't even a state. This ain't even on no state shit. This is just a federal shit. This is about his his executive order shit that he's doing. And so this ain't got nothing to do with the states. This is federal. He know better, but he don't care. And the Republicans, this is why this shit is fucked up. The Republicans should give him an ultimatum. Listen, man. You had your little executive order. You did what you did, whatever. But the federal government, the Supreme Court said, look, can't do that shit. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. It hasn't ever been a president from what I know that has defied the Supreme Court in an executive order. No, not one that I know of, Democrat or Republican, until this motherfucker. Just being real. You remember when Biden did an executive order for what's that shit he tried to do, the debt of student loan debt. And when the Supreme Court told him I think was it the Supreme Court? Or it was just maybe a federal judge. It was something like that. It was a federal judge. I don't know if it reached the Supreme Court, but either way, Biden didn't do that shit because he knew, like, he respected the fucking different branches of government. Them executive orders, they're not law. You know what I mean? They don't oversee the Constitution. Like, that shit is crazy. And if you got, like, you can do an executive order and it can stick and it can work. I mean, people can go by it. But if that shit is unconstitutional and it start, like, the court start to see that shit unconstitutional, or especially when that shit get to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court say, nah, that shit unconstitutional, you can't do that. Then, nigga, you can't do that. Your executive order gotta go away. You can't just define the fucking federal, the Supreme Court. You just can't do that. But like I said, they just don't give a fuck at this point. But anyway, let's move on.
This issue of due process, because I think at the core of it, Americans, whether you're a Republican, independent, Democrat, believe in fundamental rights we have as Americans, including due process. I think that's making a big difference. I represent Arizona, obviously a state that's on the front lines of this issue. And whether I speak with Democrats or, more moderate Republicans, I think people are very concerned about this authoritarian nature of this administration.
First of all, that's what I'm saying. Like it's weird that well, it's not really weird to me, but it's fucked up that Republicans the whole time they would say let due process happen, right? And then now they just don't even give a fuck about it now. Like, yo, at the end of the day, regardless of if a criminal commit a crime, right? They still got, regardless if they're from the country or not, they still got to have some type of due process. That's how the country works. But like I said, Trump trying to turn this shit into a dictatorship. He don't care. The Republicans don't care. And like I said, I don't want to hear shit. If a Democrat, I'm not wishing a Democrat do this. I don't want a Democrat to do this. But if a Democrat be president and they got all branches of government and they just start going on some dictator type shit, I don't know why the Republicans, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear a motherfucking thing. Ain't about, no, don't say, oh, they need to be impeached. Hell no. You allowing Trump to define court orders. You're allowing Trump to weaponize the DOJ. You're allowing Trump to dismiss what the Supreme Court told him that he can't do. So I don't want to hear none of that shit. But let's move on.
I respectfully disagree. I think the Trump administration is doing quite well. They're doing what the American people want to see. I think that snapshot cases like you saw
100%.
like you saw with the, well, you can polls say what they want, but you saw like, the anecdotes are pretty powerful. This case with Judge Dugan, if those are the kind of fights Democrats are going to pick the fight, you're going to keep losing, right? I just think, listen, I mean, I do agree. Look, we don't want to sweep up and send people away who should not be sent away. I think we need to do it.
Sure.
And
I think
do
that
it well.
For this to be an issue that the president has always
Listen, people, you won't even be, listen, people's like, well, mistakes happen. No, mistakes don't happen if you do due process like you're supposed to. That's another thing that Republicans are starting to piss me off on. Oh, yeah, well, it's a mistake. It's not a mistake. He's intentionally doing it. Because if he was doing it if he actually was doing shit the legal way like he's supposed to, due process, innocent people wouldn't be getting detained. ICE is just running amok, nigga. ICE is damn near like the CIA out this bitch. If y'all know anything about the CIA, nigga, the CIA basically, they off the books. They basically do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's real talk. And that's basically what they basically letting ICE do. And the DOJ is gone rogue too. Like, we ain't even got no DOJ. The fucking the FBI and the DOJ, all that shit, that's Trump. Nigga, they ain't even, listen, you know the crazy shit about it? People, they not even sending people to court. They just detaining motherfuckers, putting them in camps, and then shipping them off. They ain't even going to see a judge. That's what's happening. So they sending innocent people talking about, oh, it's a mistake. That's not a mistake. Nigga, these people not even going to court. They're not even going to immigration court. Nigga, they detaining them and shipping them. Real talk. Ain't no due process is happening.
And polling well on to now say the majority of Americans are.
Well, I think there's two issues there. Immigration and border security is what he won on. And I think he's doing what people want him to do. I think it's a huge mistake for congressional Democrats to make.
First of all, if you trying to do border control, you just lock the damn border down. Just lock the border down. He ain't did none of that. People still coming in this motherfucker. Listen, let me just explain something to y'all on real talk. Let me be real. Listen, people, it's still illegal immigrants still coming through the borders or coming around the borders. It's still illegal immigrants still coming over here. That ICE and the border control people they ain't catching these people. Just being real. Listen, if the border would never be as safe if they trying to make it unless you just lock that bitch down. But then you can't really lock it down. Like it's impossible to do that. And everybody ain't coming from the border, nigga. They on boats. Like, what are you talking about? Trump ain't did nothing. He just made shit worse. He deporting people. So it's more people coming in than he's deporting. They don't talk about that shit. There's more illegal immigrants still coming over this motherfucker. They ain't stopping nothing. They just deporting motherfuckers. That's it. That's all they doing, bro. Now, mind you, people, I'm not mad that Trump is deporting gang members and shit like that. MS-13 motherfuckers, niggas in gangs. I ain't mad at that. Deport them motherfuckers. They definitely don't supposed to be over here. We trying to fix the gang shit over here. Then these gang motherfuckers coming over here like, nah, I'm cool. No, y'all go back where the fuck y'all from. Fuck y'all even coming over here for. Like, I'm okay with that. But when you don't even give people due process, that's a problem. And then now it's not a mistake. He's intentionally deporting people without giving them their just due in court. These people are not even going to court. Let me explain something to you. It's what Trump is actually doing is very impossible to do if he was actually doing due process. Remember, they kept saying Obama was a deporter in chief and shit like that. He deported more people than anybody, any president. But he did it. Nobody was like, oh, they wasn't getting their due process. That shit wasn't happening. You didn't hear about none of that. And he deported more illegal immigrants being here than any other president. But one thing you ain't never hear, he just was deporting people without due process. That wasn't happening. Trump just being ignorant, bro. I'm just telling you, he don't listen, man. He don't give a fuck. And Republicans don't care. They keep talking about they scared of immigrants. Bitch, no, you just racist. You ain't scared of immigrants. You racist. The country is built on immigration. We all immigrants here. Even you white racists, you motherfuckers' ancestors you come from immigrants. We all come from immigrants. This ain't our country. The fuck wrong with you? That's why when they be talking, yo, I be like, yo, what is they talking about? This is my country. Bitch, this ain't your country. This ain't none of our country. You want to be real? Listen, you got to think about something. This is why I don't get that upset about immigration. Because, number one, just to be real, ain't none of us really supposed to be here. The white racist people, and the mind boggles me about the white racist people. This is my country, and all, bitch, you wouldn't even be here if your ancestors didn't murder and slaughter people to take over this country. This ain't really your country. If your ancestors wasn't so much of a bunch of horrible pieces of shit, none of you motherfuckers would even be here. None of us would. Like this country, like a lot of people in this country, especially the racist people, y'all get on my fucking nerves because it's like y'all don't even recognize y'all own fucking racism. That's the crazy shit about it. And like y'all more superior. You ain't more superior. You just a bunch of racist and hateful motherfuckers. And I told you, if black people was to be as racist as y'all are towards y'all would actually, y'all be losing y'all damn mind. Y'all losing y'all mind now. That black people support black people. That let us know if we started really being racist to y'all, killing y'all, like on real shit, plotting to kill y'all, man, you motherfuckers wouldn't survive. You'll lose your mind. Your hair be on fire. You losing your mind talking about black people, we too woke. You losing your mind off of that. You losing your mind off of DEI. Where, believe it or not, it benefit white women more than it benefit blacks and minority people. The fuck is wrong with you? Let's move on, y'all.
So Garcia, like their rallying cry, I was like, wait, what? Like
But
it's
that's
not.
I disagree. I think that
I
defying the
process
Supreme
is different.
Court is
Right.
a massive issue. for
That's who the
Americans.
American people. But
Yes.
Republican.
Yes,
Party.
absolutely.
It's not about. It's about the 3 American citizen children.
Yes.
One who has
Wait.
cancer. Hold on.
Wait, you took the part. You took the.
It's about the children who are American citizens who are deported. David and I've talked about this before. What we're seeing, I mean, ICE in any administration makes mistakes. Since 2003, thousands of American citizens have been detained wrongfully. But because people are not getting due process,
And
you
that
it's
has
more
to
of
be
an
fixed.
opportunity
Listen,
for mistakes.
I believe in that. But here's
First
the
of all, you can't listen. Let me just explain something to y'all. That's this shit still bullshit. I don't even like she a Democrat. I don't even like her saying that. First of all, it is impossible to wrongfully detain an American citizen. It's impossible to do that. You can't make a mistake and do that. It's impossible. Because it's very easy to figure out who is a fucking American citizen. It's not like these motherfuckers acting like it's complicated. They acting like we live back in the fucking when motherfuckers didn't have birth certificates and social security cards or something. Like what are we talking about here? We in 2025 and motherfuckers acting like every administration make mistakes or make a mistake of detaining American citizens. No. All this damn technology we got, and we still making these same dumbass mistakes. No, we're not making the mistakes. They are intentionally doing it. The fuck are we talking about? It's impossible to wrongfully detain an American citizen for deport, like you're an immigrant, like or you're a legal immigrant. It's impossible. The fuck is you talking about? You deporting children. This administration deporting innocent American citizen children. They're deporting them. It's impossible for you to deport a child. It's impossible. Wrongfully deport them. It's bullshit. You can't make a mistake and do that. First of all, first, I told you, they're not, these people are not going to court. That's why they're getting deported so easily. It's not a mistake. You can't make a mistake if they go into court. Even if you detain an American citizen, by the time they get ready to go to court, you already know who the fuck they are. The fuck out of here. They just deporting people. They don't give a fuck. You can't make a mistake of deporting American citizen. It's impossible, bro. How the fuck you just make? Oops, it's a mistake. We deported the wrong American citizen. How? You know how? It is not a mistake. They're intentionally doing it because they're not going through the court. They're just locking motherfuckers up and shipping them off. Nigga, if they ain't some dictator Hitler shit, how we gonna get mad at other countries for being dictators, but we doing the same shit? Come on, man. Let's move on. This shit is mind-boggling.
Yeah, I think what's appropriate, give me a sec. What's appropriate is for the senator representative who represents those people to engage wholeheartedly on the administration. I've done that. I have done that, and that's what they're doing. But my point is to have members of Congress making this their rallying cry. They are going to miss the message to the masses, and that's what they continue to do. And that's
how can you miss a message of you not giving people due process? That's all we talking about. We're not talking about we want to keep these. If they here illegally, whatever, they got to get deported. Nobody's beefing about that shit. We beefing about the due process of it. Because you know what happens when you don't do due process, you ignorant racist white bitch. What happens is you start deporting American children and citizens, adults. That's what happened when you don't do due process. Who's missing anything? That's you trying to lie to act like, oh, mistakes happen. No mistake. Listen, people, you can't make a fucking mistake like that. Sorry. You can't. Not with all this technology we got. It's impossible. And if you doing due process like you're supposed to, you cannot make that mistake. It's impossible. I told y'all, they're not sending, listen, they're detaining people. They're going to get people, they're detaining them, and they're shipping them off. It's not like they arrest the people, detain them, arrest them, detain them, and then they send them to court. It's not happening. Because if they was sending them to court, they wouldn't be able to be deporting innocent American citizens. It's impossible. This shit ain't rocket scientists. These Republicans are sitting on national TV lying, blatantly lying. And then they sitting here acting like we tripping. No, bitch, you lying. It's the problem. And you think it's some people, the Democrats in the government that's talking about it. No, it's regular American citizens like me. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like I said, let them continue to do what they do. They go, listen, you can deport all the immigrants you want. Go ahead. I don't know who you think gonna work them jobs. Let's move on. First of all, we losing jobs, and then they deporting the motherfuckers that was working the jobs. Okay, cool.
I agree. Due process is a huge concern.
82%
And if that were my constituent, I would have gone to bat, and that's what should happen. But for it to be the
God damn it.
message for the Democrats, they're going to miss it. They're going to miss
Not
the
the
economy.
message.
They're going to admit that's
not
where
that-
they're sweet.
I just think you can't ignore this issue. And even on this issue, if we're going to go back to polling, the vast majority of Americans believe that Trump should listen to the Supreme Court and return Omar Garcia.
We're gonna
back
have
the
to
United
sneak in a
States.
quick break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back.
And that's the problem. They want everybody to ignore. And that's what Republicans trying to do. They trying to get you to say Democrats, they out here supporting illegal immigrants. That's not what they're doing. It's all a lie. We're talking about due process. If they here illegally, let them go through the due process to deport their ass. We ain't tripping off. I'm not a Democrat, but I'm with the Democrats on this. I'm not tripping off if they here illegally and they got to get deported. I'm okay with that. The problem is the process of it. Because what happens is that when you don't do due process, what happens is you're just rounding up people that might be American citizens and they ain't going through the due process. And then you send them over somewhere they ain't never lived there. They from America. You know what we should start. Listen, you know what? If I was, boy, they lucky, boy. They lucky. This is why I couldn't run for any type of political shit, right? Or like a mayor or anything or a senator. I couldn't run. Listen, if they would do some shit like this, motherfucker, let me get in power. I'll be deporting racist ass American citizens up out this bitch. And I guarantee you violence will go down. I guarantee you that motherfucking hate crimes will go down. I guarantee you it show a lot more love in the country. We lock you racist white people to fuck up and deport you bitches. Imagine if Biden a Democrat just got in that bitch say, look, we deporting domestic terrorists. You're a traitor to the country. We deporting you to fuck up out of here. We hollered at a dictator in Salvador, wherever that dude. And we asked him, hey, can you take these traitors? We don't want to fuck with them. Lock them up in your prisons. We don't want them here. And anybody that even think about being a racist or a traitor to the country, we gonna lock your ass up and deport your ass. Watch the outrage. I'm an American citizen. You didn't care about others? That's American citizens? You didn't care about them? Now you crying, oh, I'm an American citizen. Yeah, all right. Let's move on, y'all. I swear, listen, people, this is why I couldn't run. Because, see, I'm petty in that way. Some shit I would do to them that they try to do to us. Or what they are doing to us. I ain't that motherfucker to sit there and be like, I'm a pray for them. You know, no. Nah, fuck that. I'm petty in that way.
You're looking at live images of Democrats staging a sit-in of sorts on Capitol Hill this Sunday morning. They call for an urgent conversation with the American people.
Now, and let me just say this too. If people sitting around talking about, well, what the Democrats can do, they can't do shit but do sit-ins and protests. That's all they can do. They don't control the Congress, the Supreme Court. They don't control the DOJ. They don't control the presidency. They don't control shit. So what do you want the Democrats to do? Talk is cheap. At this point, what do you want them to do? They can't pass a policy. They can't do shit. So all they can do is talk, protest, do sit-ins and shit like that. Listen, if I'm a Democrat, I'm a Congress Democrat, nigga, ain't no reason for me to even be in the Capitol. To do what? You can't do nothing. Nigga, I'm out with the people protesting around the country. That's what I'm doing. You'll never see me at no hearings. For what? Listen, at every hearing, I probably would have one person at a hearing. I wouldn't have a whole bunch of people at no hearings. All my people, if I'm the Democrat leader, we ain't fucking with this shit. We going in the streets. We going to these Republican states. We going all around the country. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. But we ain't no reason for Democrats to even be in Congress right now. For what? They ain't passing no policies or laws like they ain't doing shit. The Republicans ain't doing shit. They just letting Trump run amok. Nigga, listen, every Democrat should be in a wherever district they from, they supposed to be there or travel in the country to different parts in their state where it's red at or whatever and do that. I'll be like, ain't no reason for us to be in Congress. Congress at this point is a joke. They ain't doing shit. The Republicans ain't doing shit. Democrats don't got no power. What the fuck are they there for? They keep having this conversation on the floor. For what? I'll leave one motherfucker there for every, part of the, the hearings, the different hearings. One person to speak. That's it. Other than that, nigga, ain't nobody supposed to be there, bro. Let's move on.
As we look at this and think about what we're going to see over the next 100 days, Congresswoman Ansari, is this the kind of thing that you think is working for the Democratic Party?
I think what I love that I'm seeing is you have Democrats from a variety of backgrounds doing what it is that they are good at. So from massive rallies that obviously AOC and Senator Sanders are hosting to town halls in Republican districts that many of us are hosting.
And you know the bad part about this is what's fucking me up about these corporate Democrats. That's why they need to just move the fuck out the way. Just move, nigga. Get out the way. You still fighting against AOC and Bernie Sanders. These niggas, they could listen, they can go to Republican districts and bring big crowds. And these motherfuckers are still sitting there. That's, it's still not the middle ground. Like, get the fuck out of here. The Chuck Schumers and all them. Like, shut your ass up. Or get the fuck out the way. Y'all should be doing what AOC and Bernie doing. But you don't want to do that because, in fact, you're a part of the problem, too. You motherfucking corporate Democrats get on my nerves, man. You act like you, listen, you better than the Republicans in some ways. But at the end of the day, a lot of what's fucked up about the country and what's happened to the country, you're a part of the problem. This is the reason the country is fucked up. Because you don't know when to get the fuck out the way or let new blood come in or follow a new wave. You let the Republicans hijack woke and DEI. Man, fight back against that shit. Tell them, look, we love DEI. You know why we love DEI? Because we're allowing people that normally wouldn't get a position because of the color of their skin or the sex or the gender that they are. And you keep pushing that shit. But nah, they want to, we got to see what the other side, they do got a point. They went too far with DEI. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Listen, we wouldn't have to have DEI if racist white people wouldn't be racist and discriminate. That's what I'll be putting out there. That's what I'll be telling the people. We wouldn't have to push DEI. We wouldn't have to have a DEI program if people weren't so racist and biased. Of giving people a chance that is just as qualified as a white man or a white person. Just be real. Like just stop all this. You gotta, act like you gotta side with Republicans on shit. They in the wrong about everything because they lying. They making people turn against each other on purpose. And then don't lie to the people. Say the Republicans like racist people. They like racist voters. They like bigots. They like bigots. Be honest with the people. Stop lying. Not stop lying, but stop pretending that this shit don't exist. Trying to give them, I don't think they're racist. No, they are racist. Stop lying. They are racist. You know they racist. Nobody fights against inclusion and we want to see equally minority people working, everybody working. You get what I mean? Like what the problem with that is? Like why we mad at why is they mad at the diversity? Why are they upset about that? You got some of the most unqualified, racist-ass white people in positions of the country. And motherfuckers telling us that hiring DEIs they not qualified. Okay. Like I said, Democrats need to stop this bullshit they on. They really need to stop. And they need to just be honest with the people. Even the racist Trump supporters tell them, you just a racist. You don't like diversity. Just be honest about it. But don't get mad when we tell you that you're being a racist when you against diversity. Diversity don't exclude white folks. Because when we push diversity and DEI and all that other shit, or stay woke and all that shit, usually the Civil Rights Act, that shit benefited white women more than it benefited black people. So, like, it's crazy. Like, I be having women town halls and shit. Be like, y'all benefit more, and explain to them how. Don't lie to them. Try to, it's almost like this thing they try to like do this shit with white women of telling them, you're not being a racist. Yes, you are. And you're hurting your own self by siding with your racist white counterpart. If your husband is a goddamn racist, he's teaching you how to be a racist. You're supporting racism. Come on, man.
To Senator Booker on the Senate floor, I think we are demonstrating that outside of typical, business as usual actions like legislative priorities, we are fighting back in every way, shape, or form that we can, and I think you can expect more of
You
that.
used to represent a swing district, a moderate Republican. What do you want from the president?
I want him to address inflation and the cost of goods and services and healthcare. I want him to think about the things that I think about. How am I going to pay for this?
How you going to ask him to do that? You want him to do that? They're plotting right now to cut the Affordable Care Act. What are you talking about, lady? He ain't gonna do shit to fix healthcare. He's trying to cut the shit. What's wrong with you? Man, these people live in la la land, y'all. They live in la la land, y'all. Seriously. Like, this shit is crazy. We'll be right back, people. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, people, we back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Shout out to my brother Talking in the building. What up, Talk? Yeah, man. Like, we just like I said, shit gonna fall apart. Listen, like I said, it's gonna fall apart. And like I said, I'm not hoping that it does. I predicted that this shit was gonna happen. It's not that I wanted to happen. I want to see people hurting. Even Trump supporters. I don't want to see you hurting and shit. But hey, man, you voted for this shit.
going to happen for my family? And I think that's most of America. And to the congressman's point, I just felt like that is my frustration, is that there's not a credible like flag being raised on the other side. The people you just mentioned all come from places where it's not hard for them to win races, right? They don't have to meet the people in the middle. They're the ones who are rallying the base, and that didn't work in November.
And first of all, neither is your party. Marjorie Taylor Greene do not have to listen. This bitch didn't do a town hall. Like, I think this was her first or second town hall that she did since she been a congresswoman. What are you talking about? You trying to like get like the hypocrisy of these people. What the fuck is wrong with you? First of all, let me say this. Democrats, first of all, let me just say this to any politician, about any politician. If shit is going right, you don't have to do town halls. If shit is right, you don't have to go do town halls. That's all bullshit. It's theater, because ain't nothing getting done. You notice in these Republicans, it ain't Democrats. Think about it. Democrats ain't even gotta go to they do town halls in that district. You know why? Because a lot of Democrats already know it ain't the Democrats. It's Trump and them. You see Democrats going, a lot of them, AOCs, Bernie Sanders, and them going in Republican districts. They ain't got to go to theirs. Because Republicans are crying. Trump supported the districts that voted for Trump in them and Republicans. They crying. Democrats already knew. The fuck the Democrats got to go to town halls for? For what? They already know what's going on. Let's move on, y'all. This shit is just ridiculous, bro. Like, the nerve of, like, these racist-ass Republicans that sit on national TV and act like they ain't going to town halls. They don't have to. They people already know that your party is fucking shit up. And was going to fuck it up. That's what I'd have told the bitch. Let's move on.
Don't know why they think it's going to work now. And I think Republicans have the same responsibility. You're going to see it within the more moderate wings of the Republican Party. They're the ones who are going to start, and I've even seen it in the last week, starting to push back. We don't like this. We're not going to legislate this way. And as the legislation flows, because everything Trump's talked about right now, it's all based on his EO, executive order accomplishments. The next Democrat administration, like, that's a ripple in the pond. They'll be gone. What Congress does is what matters.
I think we have to remember that the Democratic Party is not just Washington.
Hold on, yo.
If you look at what's happening in the courts, we are winning. We've seen 100 judgments against Trump that have slowed him down. What we're trying to do, I think, is have the conversations, as the Congresswoman talked about. Our governors, our AGs, our mayors are trying to figure out, how do we protect people? So as a party, I think we need to keep that up. I think we need to actually be louder in talking about it and go to people where they are. But also, this isn't just about Democrats. This is about Republicans doing their job to hold Trump accountable and be a check on power. And it's about the American people. And that
Right, and that's the thing. She had a nerve to come out and say, the Republican lady nerve had to come out and say, well, the Democrats, they're not going to town hall. They're not going to town halls. Well, neither was the Republicans. And then, first of all, the hypocrisy of it is like, y'all in control. Y'all party is messing up the country. So how is it, why the Democrats got to go to do town halls? For what? What the Democrats are doing that's messing up the country? They're not in power. So why would they have to go to town halls? They got no power to do anything. So why are you even bringing up Democrats to go to town halls? To explain what? That Trump is evil? Everybody know that in the Democrat Party. Oh, what the Democrats going to do? What can they do? They can't do nothing. Let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. Like I told y'all, man, we live in la la land. The country is in la la land. People have lost their mind. They don't listen. They allow. It's crazy that CNN be allowing people, the Republicans, to come on there and say nonsense, stuff that don't even make any sense. That's why, I couldn't be around Republicans. Like, what are you talking about? None of what you talking about make any sense. Don't put no onus on Democrats. Y'all won. Y'all, listen. Y'all are in control. Y'all are messing up the country. What do Democrats got to say? What they got to get out and say? Do what? You know your party is messing it up, but somehow, some way, it's still the Democrats' fault that y'all messing the country up. Are you serious? Man, listen, it couldn't have been me. I told him, don't be putting nothing on the Democrats. This on y'all. We telling y'all that y'all messing up. That's all we got to do. Well, what's y'all? We got these policies. You disagree with those policies. Like you told them, the American people, you like to say, voted for what y'all fucking up. So what do you want? Y'all didn't agree with the policies of the Democrats. So you agree with Trump and he fucking it up. It don't look good. How's that the Democrat fault? You went against our policies. If I'm a Democrat, that's what I'm telling them. Like, what are you asking us to do? This is what y'all asked for? Okay, cool. Let's move on.
When we talk about democracy, that's why this moment is so important.
Yeah, two quick things. First, professional, and second one, personal. All this polling still shows that the American public still trusts Donald Trump by a margin of 7% over congressional Democrats. Take care of major problems in America.
Oh, the congressional Dems are leading over congressional Republicans.
It's just last polling. And then real quickly, Dana knows this. I just want to, my wife was recently diagnosed with breast cancer, got a pretty bad
That's because they racist. Just like you. So what do that matter? And like I said, Trump supporters, y'all ain't really got hit yet. The country ain't really got hit yet. But we can already talk about it. Let's move on.
So just underwent some pretty serious surgery at Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa. And I want to thank the doctors and nurses there, all our friends and family that continue to support my wife this past week, and tell her I think she's a rock star. Hang in there. We're all praying.
Yeah. And listen, I don't wish harm on that woman. I hope she get better. But this is the same dude that's sitting on CNN making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he's sitting here trying to make people feel sorry for his wife have breast cancer. It is Trump and his administration is cutting the budget of helping cancer. Right now, for regular people that can't afford what he can afford for his wife to go to these clinics or these special experiments or cancer places He can afford that. The rest of us can't afford none of that shit. But he want us to feel sorry. You can afford it. Like the nerve of these people. I bet you, how much y'all want to bet? His wife. Hope she get better. Don't wish harm on her. Don't wish death on her. Listen, how much y'all want to bet? Him paying for all that shit, the cancer research, the cancer shit to help his wife, the medicine or whatever for her to get better. To whatever clinic, wherever she getting the care. I guarantee you he ain't in debt. I bet you he got great health insurance than you or me. I guarantee you he got enough money, even if that insurance don't cover it, he got enough money to where he don't go in debt for his wife to fight through that cancer. The fuck are we talking about here, man? Listen, I feel bad for the lady that's going through what she going through. I ain't that cruel. Or I'm that petty, or if you want to look at it that way. Listen, I hope she get better. Hope she, hope she live. Like, you know what I mean? I don't wish no harm. But for him to be sitting here pretending that, like, I mean, what do you want us to say? You can afford for your wife. You ain't in debt. You know what I mean? People who has lost their livelihood trying to take care of their spouse, lost houses, lost everything to try to keep their spouse alive. And don't make nowhere close to what you make. And you sitting up here like, yo, listen, people, I don't like people like that, man. Let's move on, y'all.
Amen. We sure are. Kelly Urban, we love you. You are.
Yeah, like, shout out to her, man. Like, listen, hope she get better. I don't want nothing to happen to that lady. Like, hopefully everything work out. Hopefully everything work out for her. Hold on, y'all. I think I lost the damn clip. Hold on, y'all. I think I lost the damn clip. Shit. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I think I lost the damn clip. Give me a second, y'all. All right, I found the clip, y'all. Let's get into it. Now, this is what's happening with Trump and his tariffs and shit, how it's fucking the economy up. I'm just telling y'all, shit get ready to get bad. Listen to this shit.
New today, consumer sentiment plummeting to one of the lowest levels on record amid a fierce trade war. Retailers are warning of empty shelves reminiscent of the pandemic, with the 145% tariff on nearly all Chinese imports in place. Yesterday, President Trump said he's ready to make a deal with President Xi.
Have you spoken to him since the tariffs? When did you
I don't want to comment on that, but I've spoken to him many times.
Listen, you heard the reporter say, have you talked to President Xi? Trump said he don't want to talk about it because what happened was, I don't know if it was a couple of days ago, I think it was a couple of days ago, and he lied and said, "Oh, we talking to the president Xi. We making deals. You know, we talking about, you know, fixing this shit." And President Xi came out, said, "Nigga, we ain't talking to you. Trump is lying. Nigga, ain't no negotiations happening. He ain't talking to us." And so now Trump say, "Oh, I don't want to talk about that." Yeah, you can't talk about it because it ain't happening. China, President Xi man saying, "Fuck you. You better come to the table with something that makes some sense. But until then, fuck you and America." And they standing on business with that. Listen, man, I try to tell y'all, man. Try to tell y'all about China, man. Motherfucking Trump act like China need America. Nigga, you crazy? Fuck are you talking about? China gonna be fine, nigga. China's over there slave laboring their own people. Nigga, you think they give a fuck about America, nigga? To do business with us? Nah. Fuck out of here. And how they move over there in China is way different than how America runs. The politics is different. Like, what the fuck wrong with you, man? Listen, of course Trump says that. "Oh, I don't want to talk about it." You can't talk about it because it ain't happening. Because President Xi already put your ass on blast for lying. And your administration for lying, talking about, "Oh, we having talks with China behind the scenes." No, you ain't. China said we ain't even talking to them. We prepared to go through a trade war. Because you know what China doing? Nigga, China is out fucking with our allies and other dictators. They ain't worrying about America, nigga. People keep forgetting that China's over there taking over Africa. They listen, nigga, they everywhere. Like, it's okay, cool, man. Like, y'all keep listen, man. This is what happened when people don't educate themselves. You listening to Trump telling you, we talking to no, you ain't talking shit. You ain't talking to the Chinese president. You not talking to him. He ain't talking to you. He don't give a fuck. China ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Nigga, you better lower that shit, or nigga hey. They don't gotta listen. Y'all keep thinking like they don't gotta do business with us, bro. Y'all motherfuckers getting the game fucked up. Trump is weakening America. He's not making us strong. He's weakening us. He's showing them all our weakness. And the world doesn't work what Trump is trying to do. The world don't work like that. Oh, we gonna get great, better deals. Or what? Nigga, if you listen. All right, man. Trying to tell y'all, man, people need to educate themselves. Y'all don't really understand how the economy works. A lot of people don't understand how the government works or how the world works. And motherfuckers sitting there thinking that Trump in these terms is going to really like how he tough. Nigga, what you being tough on? Even Canada, like, yo, get the fuck out of here with that. Mexico, our allies, France, Britain, everybody, our allies, they like, man, fuck you. Nigga, we'll do more deals with other countries. We ain't got to fuck with you. Fuck America. Listen, y'all Trump supporters and a lot of people in this country, y'all stupid as shit. Y'all really genuinely think that America is like that? Okay, cool. Fine. Trump is lying. So, oh, we don't need Canada. Okay, cool. We don't need nothing from Canada. Okay, cool. First of all, you need to have your whole country behind you to do some shit that Trump is trying to do. But he don't have that. So I don't know what the fuck Trump think he's doing, but he won't talk about the shit. Oh, well, I ain't gonna talk about this shit. Of course you can't talk about it because she already put your ass on blast for lying. But anyway, let's move on, y'all.
When did that happen and what did you do? I'll let you know at the appropriate time. Let's see if we can make a deal.
Meantime, major ports like
That means that China is not talking to him. That's what that means when we make a deal. Of course, you don't want to put it out there no more, lying and shit on national TV, lying on the national stage. You the president and you lying, talking about you behind the scenes, got your administration out here lying. Yeah, we talking to Xi right now behind the scenes. They trying to make a deal. Xi and them was like, nigga, we ain't trying to make no deal of what the fuck you presenting. What the fuck are you talking about? And now he gotta cower now. All that tough talk shit he was talking, now he gotta cower back on China. Because China like, nigga, we don't give a fuck. We built for this. We was planning for you motherfuckers to do this. Talking all that gangster shit you talking in America. China say, we built for this. We've been planning for this shit. You keep forgetting China got 1 billion motherfuckers over there, bro. And they got deals everywhere around the world. Nigga, they don't need America like y'all think. They creating a lot of the technology. We sold them a lot of our technology. That's how fucked up and stupid America is. Okay, cool, man. Y'all, listen, man. Y'all need to fuck. I keep telling y'all, motherfuckers talking about we don't want to be woke. No, motherfuckers actually need to wake the fuck up. Fuck being woke. You ain't even woke. America ain't a woke country, nigga. We still sleep over this bitch. Y'all got Trump out here fooling y'all on some stupid shit. Okay, cool.
But Los Angeles are seeing a steep drop in imports from China. And joining me now, we have Lorianne LaRocco, global supply chain reporter for CNBC Business News. That Lori is also the author of the book Trade War, Containers Don't Lie, Navigating the Bluster. Lori, big welcome to you. So when it comes to the prospect of empty store shelves, which products could be hit hardest and should consumers be worried? I mean, are you seeing a rush to buy certain things right now?
We really shouldn't see a rush because we actually have the items in. It's going to hit us in waves, Alex. And this is what we're going to kind of see with the timeline. Starting in June, this is where you're going to start seeing, those items that we love to get really cheap online.
The thing, how does Rich going to say we shouldn't be panicking right now? And then she bring up June. Bitch, it's April. Get ready to go. Turn into May. We got, what, maybe a month? Talking about people shouldn't panic. What? All right, y'all. Like I said, motherfuckers don't listen to me. Like I said, listen, don't listen. Stop listening to some of this shit on these mainstream media shit, and even on the independent circle on YouTube, the internet shit. Listen, sometimes just take that shit in and research this shit yourselves. I'm telling y'all, shit get ready to get ugly. It's get ready to get ugly. And like I said, the only way they don't get too ugly if Trump cowered to China, which he most likely will do, and to a lot of our allies, or a lot of the people he put tariffs on. Because, nigga, you can't threaten them with 100 percent. Come on, bro. Come on, man. How did people think this shit was gonna go? We got one. Listen, people. We got 1 month for shit to really start hurting people. Nigga, I don't trust Trump, nigga, or the Republicans or this administration, nigga. I'm gonna stock up on shit, and I think you should do the same. And it doesn't hurt to stock up on shit. Because you're gonna start going to your Walmarts, your grocery stores, or wherever you shop, where they ain't gonna have shit. Even just ordering it, you ain't gonna get it. It's not gonna be in stock. And people playing. Nigga, this next month, nigga, all I'm gonna do is be stocking shit. I mean, I've been stocking, but I'm gonna stock even more because I know if Trump continue to go down this tough guy shit that he's doing, this weirdo shit he's doing, and Republicans ain't standing up to him, listen, nigga, shit get ready to get bad. You think they care about the people? You think Trump ain't gonna be able to get some of the shit that we get? He gonna get it. All them rich motherfuckers, they gonna be able to get it. We ain't. And people gonna start losing their jobs. Because what happens is, if we ain't got shit coming in, who the fuck is gonna be putting them shits on the shelves? Who's gonna be transporting this shit around the country if we don't got nothing coming in? Like, y'all don't understand how this shit is going to affect everybody. But the rich, they gonna be fine. But they gonna cry too. And that's when Trump most likely is going to, cave or cower in. That's why he's cowering now. Because the corporations and the business and the stock markets are telling him, like, yo, you can already fuck some shit up, man. And that's why you hear Trump talking, well, I ain't gonna speak on it right now. That's part of that. But the other part is because the president from China said, fuck you, nigga. You lying. You ain't talking to me. Because I ain't talking to you. So how the fuck are we making the deal? But anyway, let's move on.
Those are the items that are going to get hit first. And those are like the fast fashion, products we might get on Amazon. And the reason why is that smaller businesses, they can't afford to have front loaded, right, all of these items in to beef up their inventory. Then starting in July, this is critical because this is the back to school time, right, where parents are going into the stores to get their kids their school clothes. So you're looking at backpacks, you're looking at notebooks, you're going to be looking at all of these items that some have been brought in, but there has been a major pause when you're looking at the amount of items that have been brought in, and people are
let me say this: a lot of this shit that we can make here, but the problem is we don't make it here because we'll prefer to get it cheaper over in other countries. That's what the elite does. Like, everybody blaming it on China. Like, no, nigga, it's our elites here. These corporations, they get that shit from cheap over there for them to make it and deport it here. But if we made it here, it probably costs a little more money. But they don't want to do that. They'd rather get that shit cheap. You keep thinking it's just about China, nigga. It's not a China thing. It's an American thing. The corporations in the country don't build here. They don't make shit. I'm sorry, they don't make shit here. They ever go, because I told you a lot of those countries they get it from, and China's one of them. They do slave labor. So they get them this, they do slave labor over there, and we take advantage of this of the slave labor too. That's why, like, America be acting like we so more superior. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. A lot of Trump shit that he's selling is made in China. What is wrong with y'all? Think about it. If Trump was America first, why is his shirts and hats and shit is made in China? He couldn't create a business here to do that shit. He didn't even do that. But Trump supporters are so stupid, they don't even get it. You mad at China? Trump is still, you buying from China. Trump supposed to be this America first dude. Why is none of his shit created here? Why? All this merchandise. Like, come on, bro. Y'all stupid as shit, man. Like, let's move on. Trump supporters,
Really
y'all dumb.
uncertain, if you will. Is it going to consumer going to buy? We have seen the pullback on a multitude of different, right, economic indicators in terms of that hesitancy. And without really any definitive acknowledgement of what's going on, we're going to see this pullback. And then in addition to the fast fashion and the school clothes, also electronics, because of the connectivity, right, of the inventory of the supply chain.
Yeah. I'm going to get to that in 1 second.
Because we gave all the technology for other countries, mainly China, to create the shit. We gave them the technology. People be acting like, oh, China is like, they smart and all that. Yeah, they smart, but we gave them the technology. Like, when we create shit, a lot of the times, we sell it off to foreign countries instead of holding on to the shit. Think about the nukes. A lot of countries got nukes now, or trying to create nukes. That's because of America. We came up with a lot of that shit, but we sold it off. We had greedy corporations that our American government allowed them to go over and sell it off, which they shouldn't be able to do. Let me tell y'all something. It's not a lot of countries that is more technology sound more than us. We create a lot of the shit that happens in the world, but we sell it off to bargain for other shit, I guess, right? But a lot of shit we create and we allow companies, Americans that create a lot of that shit, and we allow them to go sell it off. That's why we in the predicament that we in. People keep trying to blame China and blame other countries for shit. We allowed them to get the technology. If we are sitting here training our people to do shit. Don't ever get this shit twisted. They always tell you that China is the most evolved, educated country in the world, right? That's not true. America creates a lot of shit. We just sell it off. And then we get mad that they outdoing us. Or they do it for cheap. They create shit for cheap. Like, and then they sell it back to us for a certain price. Like, you get mad at that. What you mad about? We gave them all our shit. We gave them our technology. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. Let's go back centuries, right? The so-called forefathers, right? Even a lot of African countries, right? They didn't know how to fish and hunt and shit like Americans did, Native Americans and black people and Mexicans that was here. They already knew how to do a lot of that shit. Right? So people think that the Europeans and shit like that knew how to do a lot of that shit. They didn't know how to do that. They can't listen. That's why they did what they did. They didn't automatically rush the Native Americans and shit like that and took over the country. Nigga, they learned from them. They learned how to do shit. Because they didn't know how to do a lot of that shit. They didn't. A lot of the world did not know how to do a lot of the shit that the original Americans, but before it was America, it was just whatever this country was. They didn't know how to do none of that shit. And people sit here and be mad, oh, the other countries doing all this shit. That's because the greedy ass Europeans sold off a lot of the shit that Americans that was here knew how to do. We created a lot of shit. It wasn't electricity like that, nigga, around the world. We created that here. We created a lot of shit that we take for granted here or whatever. We created it here. They didn't create that shit outside of the country. Around the world, they didn't know how to, like, come on, y'all. Y'all got to understand something, man. We always been the first of doing shit in this country. Our dumbasses sold shit. We made trades. Because the one thing about, like, China, they knew how to build railroads. That's what they knew how to do. So we was trading shit off with the Japanese and the Chinese people, the Korean people. That's what we was doing. We was selling off our shit that we created, which is good deals, but we can't sit here and bitch and complain about it now that they taking advantage of the shit. We sold it. If we would have never sold that shit off, nobody would be as up to date as we are. But it came with the same shit with technology. We was the first to go to the moon. It wasn't no other country or to go out of space. It was no other country. We did that shit first. Like, people not realize what the fuck be happening. Like, do your history. No other country. That's why America is actually, a lot of people in America is arrogant. Because we know that a lot of these other countries wouldn't have any fucking thing if it wasn't for us. We created a lot of shit. And a lot of black people created it. White people stole a lot of our ideas. Do y'all know when we talk about science and like medical shit. You know, it was black people that created that. We created science. We created the medical industry. We did that. They just stole our shit because we had no rights. We couldn't sue back then, nigga. We had no rights. They stole a lot of our black people shit. So, like I said, yeah, we get fucked over, but we get fucked over because the racist ass white people here steal our shit and then sell it off. Put their name on it and then sell it to other foreign countries. But then get mad at the other foreign countries because they took our generation, I mean our generation, but our shit that we discovered and created, and they upgraded. They found a different way to how to sell it for cheap. And now we mad at China. What the fuck you mad at China for, bro? They did what they supposed to did. They supposed to be doing what they supposed to do. Because if we ain't never give any of these other countries the science and the technology that we created, the world be fucked up. We be the only people with that shit. We be the, like, we will, listen, we would be more superior than any country. But they fuck black people over, and just like white racist Europeans, they do. They get greedy, and then they sell all our shit off, and everybody all of a sudden they mad. Everybody mad in America. Oh my God, I can't believe China this. Nigga, blame the people here. You so mad at China for what? What they're doing, they supposed to do.
Let me ask, because you're saying basically we have until June, that the supply is there as of now. Does that apply to the car industry? Because we reported people are rushing out to buy cars or renew leases or whatever they need to do.
Shit,
Yeah,
I ain't. Nigga, first of all, I don't know why people rushing out to get new cars for what? That's your car broke down or something, I get it. The bad part of, and then I can do see it, because if a car breaks down, it might be hard to get parts to fix your car. That's how bad this shit get ready to get. People are not realizing. Okay, cool. We don't create and make shit here like that. Because with the shit I just explained. America fucked America over. And now that we want to blame China and blame other countries, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's why, like, let's move on, y'all.
Really depends on the item. I mean, when it comes to the autos, Alex, it's those tariffs that have already been slapped. And so people are trying to get in there, right? Let's get that car that's out in the lot now before another one has to come in that will be more expensive. So that's why you're seeing that rush for the bigger ticket items.
Okay, so it's about the bottom dollar there. So we learned yesterday that China exempted some US-made microchips from tariffs. Does this indicate that China is backing down on some level?
I really don't think so, Alex. I mean, it shows that there's a willingness, right, of the cooperation. But as we have seen with the prior trade war that's still in existence, there is so much rhetoric. And because of this conflicting comments between Trump and the Chinese officials about if a deal is happening, we're going to just continue to be in this like push and pause, if you will, of Do we make more things? Do we hold off? What do we do? So I'm kind of hesitant to see that this is like a
And let me explain something too, right? Because history matters, and know about history matters, right? Like the reason that we even in this terrorist wars and shit like that, because like I told you, part of it is because we sold a lot of our shit off, and we don't create a lot of that shit here, right? The problem with America is it's not about that we can't create the shit here. We can't do it. The problem is it's the corporations. The corporations say it's cheaper to get that shit from over there than to build a business here. You get what I mean? And this is what I say about capitalism. You can destroy you can make capitalism bad. Like, that's the point. They don't want to listen. Corporations that own businesses and shit, they could build shit here and create jobs here, but they'd rather pocket more money than to spend money to us own some shit. That's what the corporations does now. And the shit is so out of control at this point, it's like you can't even blame them. You can't even be that mad because the government allowed them to do it. Like, yo, you don't think that we gotta get eggs or certain shit from a steel or certain shit like that from other countries? No, we don't have to. It's just that we don't create that shit here like that. That's the whole point of it. It's not that we can't create it. It's that the corporations don't want to build, like, open up a part of the business to do it here. And the government is in line with it. Because they make money because the corporations pay them or donate to them to allow them to not create those jobs here. It's easy. It's not rocket scientists to understand this shit. You think we got to depend on China to make technology and the shit that we got? No, we don't. Our government allows it. And then we so far gone down the rabbit hole that even when Trump talking about making America great, we build this shit American own. It's impossible. It's stupid. That easy even saying that he's going to do it. It's impossible. Now he's talking about trade deals to get better deals. What about creating the shit here? You ever notice the Republicans don't talk about that because they can't do it. Because the corporations won't allow them to build a lot of the shit that we trying to get deals with China on tariffs. We can do this shit here. They just choose not to because the corporations won't allow the politicians to do it, to pass a law or pass a policy. When I tell y'all corporations is the reason, the elites, the rich, capitalism. That's the problem. Capitalism can be good, but it's a problem now. Capitalism is bad now at this point because of our own government. We like Trump talking about we don't need them for nothing. Yeah, we don't need them for nothing, but we too deep down in the fucking hole where our country, you can't pull that tariff shit. And how many corporations that you're going to ask to build businesses here to spend that extra money? You going listen, us as the American people, we're going to have to give them some money to build that shit here. to create jobs here. And if we ain't willing to do that, then what the point is? And then we already know the corporations, they ain't signing no deals. They just, Trump passed the tax cuts and say, you got to build businesses here. What contract they signing? What's in that agreement? Are you passing tax cuts for them to lower their taxes the way they got to put businesses here? It's not even in the policy. So they don't have to give a fuck about their Trump tax cuts policy because it's not even in there. Listen, people, I try to tell y'all, I do this shit. I research, I do my history on it. I know why the country don't create the jobs that they supposed to. Or why like people mad at China. I know why you mad at them. Because the politicians lie to us and pretend that it's all China fault. It's actually not. It's America fault. You can blame Democrats and Republicans for that. You can blame the elites, the corporations. They did not. Why would they? Think about it. Why would they spend more money to build shit here when they can get it cheaper over in another country and let them create it? Even transporting the shit, it's cheaper. That's why they gotta fuck with China, nigga. But China is telling you, nigga, listen. China is on that shit. Listen, China like, nigga, we don't need nobody. And especially America threatening us. We don't need America. The one thing about China, they creating and building everything in that economy. They building everything. That's why I say when you lot of shit y'all get, it's come from China or it's made in China. Because China, they move different, bro. They enslaving their own people. It's authoritarian shit there. Like, y'all motherfuckers not understanding. China's on another motherfucking level, bro. They on some other shit. It's not America, bro. They do shit differently. The bad part about America is stupid, and we not aware of shit. We don't know how the world works. And so we say, well, this should be happening. Well, if you don't, yeah, it should be happening. But if you don't know why it's not happening, then that's a part of the problem. You can want whatever you want. But if you don't know how shit's supposed to work, then we fucked. That's why you keep falling for the okie doke. Listen, you ever seen like a rich person talk about the poor like they not nothing? You know why they do that? It's because of some fat nigga. They know the poor is desperate. Right? The difference with China, nigga, everybody in line. You don't do this, you don't eat. That's how that is. You ever hear about China that there's a lot of poor people in China? It's not poor people in China. They under a slave regime. Ain't no poor people over there in China, nigga. They slaves. Like, that's what that is. Our poor people is like that. Like, we not even a slave. Like, their slaves are slaves, right? Like, our poor people are not that. That's the difference. That's why China don't give a fuck. Nigga, they will enslave their people. And what America gonna do? And what any other country talking about inhumane shit? Whatever. What the fuck you gonna do? You still buying from us? That's how China look at that shit. You still buying from us? Sanction us, nigga. What you gonna do? All them so-called democracy countries, they still gonna buy from China. China know the game, nigga. And that's just y'all motherfuckers just sitting there. The problem is the rest of the world don't understand the game. Listen, and don't get it twisted. If America wanted to go to war with China, yeah, we'll fuck China up. Don't get that shit twisted. We'll smash them. Because I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why we'll smash China is because China has too many people it's too many people over there oppressed. But they're loyal. Don't get that shit twisted either. It's gonna be a fight. But there's too many people over there that's oppressed. Way more. There's a billion people over that motherfucker. You think all them billion of people okay with being oppressed? I don't know. But America don't understand that. America only care about that bottom dollar, nigga, what we can get. They don't care about them people being over there oppressed. You know why they don't care about them people being over in China being oppressed? Because they don't give a fuck about American people being oppressed. Think about it. You always hear about people that's somewhat wealthy talking bad about the poor. Why is that? They do that shit because of the simple fact that it's easy to talk down and beat down people that's down. It's easy to do that. But they never want to go at the motherfuckers of why those people are poor or homeless. They never want to fight against that. You see what happened with the TYT shit. You see Anna, all of a sudden this bitch, she was about the poor, then all of a sudden, now she switched. I don't like the poor. Listen, I tell people this all the time, right? When it comes to people being poor, right? Yes, is it a percentage that people okay with being poor? Yeah. But it's a high percentage of why people are poor. More than the people that like to be poor. If you gave people opportunities to not be poor, right? They have some type of income where they can work and they can do that and they can live in a successful society, they would do that. But a lot of people can't do that shit. So it's okay to be poor. Like, they'd rather be poor. They'd rather live on the street. It's easy to do that. It's very easy to do it, people. People want to pretend that everything is all good, or all the poor people out there, they choose to be poor. Listen, if you gave a poor person and told them, hey, I can give you enough money to survive and just live a decent life where you ain't got to be stressing so much. You don't think they'll take that? Yeah, they'll take that. But like I said, the one thing that I do know about the poor is that they can get very comfortable of being poor. So they may not take the opportunity, but that's what happens when you go through that mentality of not having nothing. We failing out people. And people want to sit there and you want to get mad at the poor. Nigga, we failing them. Because we only think about ourselves. That's all we give a fuck about, ourselves, you know. Well, we doing it. That don't mean everybody else can do it. Everybody acting like, oh, because you can do something, that means everybody else should be able to do it. That's bullshit. Nigga, I can't be LeBron James. I would never be a millionaire. I ain't trying to be one. That's the crazy shit about it. I understood that a long time ago. If I became a millionaire, I'll show you how to do it, son. But I'm not trying to be a millionaire, nigga. I'm okay of being a regular person that lives okay. I'm okay with that. I don't mind working for my money. I'm okay with that. I get that. But people be acting like poor people, like they get mad at the poor people because they comfortable with doing what they doing. Nigga, they comfortable because, nigga, they've been probably doing that for a long time to be comfortable with being poor and begging. It's a routine. But if you went to a lot of them people that's poor, that you see out on the street, what you would call begging for money, right? If you gave them an opportunity where they can just live their life and everything will be good, they would do it. They would do it. They wouldn't want to be poor, bro. Now, some people are mentally ill. Some people are far gone to where that's all they know is being, living that life, and they program in that way. I get it. But it wouldn't be a lot of poor people. It wouldn't be a lot of people you see on the street begging. And we got a lot of people that's drug addicts and shit like that. People with trauma. People that have been raped. So you got people that's fucked up in the street, man. Veterans come from a war. And they need help. And they ain't getting the help they supposed to. Like, we keep blaming, this is blaming they don't know no better. Listen, bro. People are hurting, man. I've been around a lot of people that's poor. I know people that's poor. Like, actually live on the street. I know them. Listen, it's not like y'all think it is. And the problem is, and when you get into a certain situation, like, I can't believe they allow themselves to get like that. Like, nigga, you don't know what you allow yourself to get when you ain't got nothing. When you feel like the world don't care about you. And everybody built different. Everybody don't have that same fight. Some people probably had that fight and lost the fight because whatever the situation may be, but you lost the fight. You don't have that fight in you no more. It happens. So for like people to sit out here and like, I don't like that people shame the poor or the homeless. I don't like that shit. That shit ain't cool, bro. Like I said, the most disturbing thing I always see, and that's why I'll be wishing out what was ever a millionaire or was rich. Yo, you see people out there, man, and you know they gone. When you see them dirty, right? Like, their tires dirty. They don't give a fuck no more. When you see people that they on one leg and shit like that. you know what I mean, missing an arm or whatever. Like, yo, you know that shit is fucked up. And that shit hurt me. Cause I'd be like, yo, I wish I had some money, yo. I would get these people out the street. But come on, man. Like drug addicts a little different. Because it's, you know, they gotta want to clean themselves up. You know what I mean? But I still, if I was rich, I still I had programs. I'll be building shit. I have programs everywhere. And the crazy shit, it'd be for free. I wouldn't be charging them for what? I'm charging them for nothing. They fucked up. Like I said, I'll tell you this. If you ain't never been addicted to nothing, you don't understand. It's almost like when you're addicted to something, it's almost like being loyal to something. Right? Like I was loyal to my niggas. So regardless if it was right or wrong, I still rolled. Right? And that's how I look at drug addicts. Like, nigga, they loyal to what they know. And people would like to sit there and pretend like, yo, like I said, man. And maybe it's just me. Like I said, I've been around a lot of fuck shit. I've seen people at their worst. Family members, friends of mine, people I didn't know. Like I said, that's why I know I still have humanity in me. Excuse me. Because I still care about people. Regardless. Because you don't know what somebody going through, man. And you gotta understand, I've been poor before. So, like, it ain't like I don't understand people that don't have nothing. Or can just fall in that predicament of, you know, I ain't got shit, I ain't gonna never have shit. Like you can fall into that. You can give up on life. It can happen. I mean, it can happen, people. And people always try to pretend like, oh, I can't believe these people just give up. Listen, man. Imagine not having nothing. Imagine some of these people being older and still ain't got shit. I got lucky in my life, but some people, you know, do their whole life they ain't had shit, even as an adult, and they ain't got nothing. And life can break you. And the people around you that talk down and think that you lesser than them can break you. I don't know why people don't think that or understand that. You can break people by talking down to them and making them seem like they ain't nothing. But like I said, I'm only a nigga that come from that gutter. I get it. That's why I said I'm the realest nigga out here on this internet shit, because I talk about shit like that. People don't want to talk about it because they think they better. A lot of people think they better. See all these niggas on YouTube. They think, oh, nigga, I'm getting mine. I'm getting my money. Okay, cool, nigga. But like I said, there's people out here hurting, and you don't even do nothing for them. All that money you getting your money, but you don't help people. And here and there, you may go out and do something, but what's the change? What's the change that you doing? You got all that money, and you don't do no change. All right, people, let's end this shit.
If anything, for Trump. Well, walk us through
My bad. Hold on.
Left channel, right channel.
Happening in our West Coast ports. I mean, how much of a drop in shipments from Asia are they experiencing?
We are seeing a massive, massive drop, Alex.
Wow.
You are looking at a 44% decrease in vessels year over year coming in. And what's really key here, Alex, are the people that move the containers. You need people to move trade. If you have 40% less containers coming in, that is going to impact the people that are the truckers, the railroads, the warehousing. This is more than just us consuming and us bringing in orders. There's an entire supply chain here.
I told you.
That is connected to jobs.
I told y'all. And at the same time, that means these companies are going to start firing people because they can't keep paying them for some shit for them to do. Right? If they're not receiving, input, right? Like they're not receiving anything for these warehouse workers or anybody or drivers to deliver anything, like, excuse me. Like, so what y'all think gonna happen? People gonna start losing their jobs. People gonna start getting laid off. Listen, nigga, I work for Amazon. I'm a driver. Like, that shit will affect me too. That's why I protect myself. That's why I save. That's why I do the shit that I do, because I know. That's why I'm frugal. That's why I don't go places. Spend a whole bunch of fucking money for what? And like I said, I am a motherfucker. I don't live in, I'm not in a moment motherfucker. I think of when bad shit can happen. I think about shit that can happen. So I always try to move to protect myself. And part of that come from me being a former street nigga. So I'm moving a certain type of way. I'm telling y'all, this shit gonna affect everybody. I'm telling you. Even me. I know it's gonna affect me. That's why I'm preparing for it. And nigga, I ain't no rich nigga. My bad. I ain't no rich nigga like that. I ain't sitting out here acting like I got it like that. No. This shit gonna affect me too, but I prepare myself. So I listen, I probably can, go through the wave for a little minute, but then I gotta start digging in the savings and doing all that shit. Then that shit gonna hurt. Just telling y'all.
The longer this goes, Alex, we're going to see some significant impact here in terms of employment. In fact, the Port of Oakland, which is a huge port that relies on both imports and exports, are very, very balanced. They've got a 50-50 split. They already started warning on Friday about the detriment when it comes to jobs and the exposure with this.
As you well know, Lorianne, we have seen this week the CEOs of the nation's top retail stores meeting with President Trump and warning the tariffs could no doubt lead to these shortages. Even if a deal is reached soon, are we in for at least some troubling times ahead?
I believe we are. And the reason why is that trade takes time to move, and you also have to order it. The fact that we've had
think about that shit. What she just said. She said, even if Trump he cowered down and he does the right thing, it's still gonna have an effect. It's still gonna fuck people over. This motherfucker is firing people from their jobs in the federal level, right? And at the same time, he got tariffs going on that's fucking up businesses, fucking up corporations. How's we winning? I keep trying to explain this shit to Trump supporters. How this shit is helping us. And like I told y'all, Just because you're not being affected by this shit right now does not mean that you won't. And she just told you. She said, hey, this, even though if he fix it and shit, he do, get the shit back, it's still going to affect shit. Like, why y'all don't trust? Why y'all don't understand this shit? This shit real out here, man. Like, I told you, they slow, man. Let's move on.
Pause in all of these manufacturing plants. I have had sources tell me in China that there are factories that have literally shut down because they're not making any products for the United States. So if you think about it, remember with COVID, everything shut down and then everything ramped back up. And so what happens is once you hit that on pause button, it's going to be that rush to make the materials and then get the product on the vessels and back here, which causes congestion and raises freight prices.
Right. And basically he's saying Trump tariffs, all right, he stopped a lot of this shit. It's going to hurt, right? Now, they got to revamp that shit. They got to push for it now. People lost money. See, what she really saying is people lost some money with his bullshit. So now people got to slowly, even though he stopped the shit, they got to slowly build the shit back up. So that's going to take time. So that means that's going to hurt people. That means that people ain't going to have jobs. They ain't going to have, like you get what I'm saying? It's almost like what Trump is doing. It's almost like he doing the same shit how he fucked the pandemic up. It's the same shit. Like, I don't know why people don't understand this shit. And he gonna fuck the economy up. And I told y'all he was gonna do it with his dumb ass and dumbass Trump supporters. Y'all so invested in the racism. You motherfuckers don't understand. This shit hurts you too. This shit will fuck the country. It's gonna fuck the country up. You think we gonna get right back because Trump stopped? He put a pause on it. You put a pause on what? Dumbass Trump supporters. Dumb. This country is the stupidest country in the world because of the people. You motherfuckers are stupid. And because you don't educate yourself and you don't read. You dumbass, a lot of you dumbass people in this country, you just dumb. You don't really fucking realize what the fuck he doing. I love that he's strong. Stronger what? When your dumbass ain't got no job. When ain't no groceries in your fucking district. The shelves are empty. He's strong then? You dumbass. You hate immigrants. Who gonna pick that shit? You think black people gonna do it? You stupid. You dumb as fuck. Black people ain't gonna do the shit that you think we gonna do. Let me ask something to you about black people. Nigga, we're so dope before we be a motherfucker. Listen, I so dope before I be a slave. Or pick on a motherfucking cotton field or pick grapes. I so dope first. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you that goddamn stupid, racist ass white people? You really think that we gonna go on your farms and pick anything? Are you stupid? Nigga, we're so dope first. We'll go to criminality that you consider criminality. We'll do that first before we pick cotton or pick some fruit. You stupid. Like I said, you don't know black people like you think you do. You don't know us. You keep talking, oh, we woke. Bitch, you don't know how woke we are. We will not sell. We will not go on your motherfucking plantations and pick anything. Not real black people. We will never do that. We will sell dope first. We will do illegal shit before we go and sell our soul to picking for you on your farm. You can get rid of all the immigrants you want. Black people are not picking nothing. The fuck is wrong with you? We ain't that desperate. The dope game is still where it is. Don't ever get that shit twisted. The dope game is always there. You know why the dope game is still always there? It's because the country benefit off of people selling dope or doing criminality. The fuck wrong with you? I'm selling your motherfucking. They really think that black people gonna go and pick their shit. They really think that. Okay, cool. And we got technology now, nigga. Ain't nobody going out there and picking nothing. You stupid. And I think you think that black people are not qualified to do a lot of jobs that we do. So you think that we just gonna go out here and just pick cotton or pick fruit because you think that we ain't qualified to do the jobs that we do. It's DEI. Listen, okay, cool. You think whatever you want to think. Like I said, you got a rude awakening. I'm gonna leave it as this. A lot of you raised as white people, do y'all think that we gonna do that shit? Nigga, I'd rather be poor. Because I've been poor before. I'd rather be homeless than to pick cotton or pick your fruit or pick any of that shit that y'all think that we gonna do. I'd rather be poor. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of black people that think the way I think. So I don't know I don't know what the fuck y'all thinking about. All right, people. I'm up out of here, man. Hopefully I drop some Jews on y'all. But I can't believe this shit. Well, I can, but it's just the point of how stupid a lot of people are in this country. That's what's bothering me. Leave your comment, hit that like button. Support your boys, your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.